Hi, I'm Dempsey Pilot, and this week you might notice things are a little bit different. Well, a lot different. For those of you guys who saw my last video, you might know that while I was previously shooting this video, I had some technical difficulties with my camera. And after about a day of troubleshooting, I have sadly come to the conclusion that it's dead. It's gone forever. Rest in peace, Bill. Yes, that's what I call my camera. A long story, maybe for another day. But as you probably also saw in my last video, I shot that video on an iPhone, my iPhone. I don't know why I said an iPhone. Yes, and I was pretty impressed with the quality, and I still wanted to post this review, so I was like, you know what? Challenge accepted. Let's shoot this review on an iPhone. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. I'm no Steve Soderbergh, I know I'm not, but I like to think that I'm pretty competent with all the technology the young kids are using these days, so I'm going to give it my best shot. And if it works, if it's pretty successful, I think this will be the way I do movie reviews temporarily until I get my new camera. So yeah, let's jump right into it, guys. This week, I'm reviewing Godzilla, King of the Monsters was directed by Michael Dougherty and features an ensemble cast consisting of Kyle Chandler, Vera Farmiga, Millie Bobby Brown, Bradley Whitford, and O'Shea Jackson Jr., just to name a few. Now, there are a lot of stars in this film, but don't let that distract you from the real star of it, okay? Godzilla. And we'll get into him in just a bit, but before that, just know that this film takes place 5 years after the last one, and it follows Monarch, the organization that tracks titans such as Godzilla, as they try and prevent a brand new organization that's risen above ground that's trying to unleash these brand new, more dangerous titans onto the world. Now, this film was actually one of my most anticipated films of 2019 for several reasons. Firstly, I actually kind of really liked the 2014 one. I thought it was really cool, and while it wasn't perfect, I thought it was a much-needed improvement to the franchise, considering that the last one we got before that, well, the last one America got before that was... we don't talk about that one anymore. And also, another film that personally I don't talk about is that dumpster fire of a King Kong movie that came out like 3 years ago, really. God, that movie was so bad. And I know you're saying, oh, well, if that was bad, then what made you look forward to this one? Well, I was looking forward to this because of the introduction of a bunch of new characters, and I'm not talking about human characters, I'm talking about monster characters such as Ghidorah, Rodan, Mothra. That reinvigoration of the lore is what really drove me to be excited about this. And yes, while they did kind of let me down with that King Kong movie, I thought that this film would be much more of a redemption for the MonsterVerse franchise that they're trying to build. And it kind of was. Kinda. Make no mistake, this film is not underwhelming. In fact, it's pretty consistent with the tone and quality of the previous one, except it also kind of suffers from a lot of the same problems the first one had too. Most notably, the fact that there are just way too many human characters. Like, a lot. And I'm not even the only one to think this, okay? Lots of other critics have said the same thing, except their qualms really lie in the fact that, you know, the ratio of characters to character development is just totally uneven. But for me personally, I feel like having even one human character in a film that's supposed to be about monsters is just a crime, okay? I was sold a movie about fighting monsters. That's what I wanted. I walked into this expecting for it to be 2 hours of just monsters rumbling and tumbling, but unfortunately we don't really get that until the third act. But don't get me wrong, okay? When it finally does happen, it happens, like for real. They go all out. But it's just so unfortunate that we have to wait so long. I honestly wish that the entire third act would have been the whole movie. So I guess what I'm actually just trying to say is that maybe this film is a little underwhelming after all. I guess what I'm really trying to say is that this film just overcomplicates itself by adding way too many characters and character arcs to follow. Really, it just becomes a lot, and you end up trying to focus on that more than the actual fighting. And also, this film really makes it hard to suspend your disbelief because it expects you to believe that all these characters, good and bad, are at the exact same place at the exact same time where these monsters are fighting or are about to fight. And like I said, it's just unbelievable. Like, literally, I cannot believe it. It makes it hard to believe it. I understand the importance of having human characters in a film where, you know, humans might not be or aren't supposed to be the main focus. You know, it's so that we as an audience can connect to them. But really, it's unnecessary. It really is unnecessary. I think it can be done without the human component, because at the end of the day, the humans just end up being a means for exposition. Humans just really dumb down the movie. Like, literally, every human in this movie is dumb. Like, they make really dumbass decisions. They go and decide they want to touch, you know, the thing where the monster is encased in, or, you know, frozen in, or they decide that they want to get really close enough to shoot it with a gun, you know, because it's not like it shoots out electricity or fire or anything like that. Like, literally every single human in this movie is an idiot. And I want to live in this world so that I can feel a little bit better about myself, because that is just how dumb that all these people are, you know, chasing monsters, seeing how close they can get so they can detonate something, or it's just truly another thing that's unbelievable about this movie. Like, maybe the monsters do deserve to rule after all if humans are that dumb. Now that I've spoken about some of the things that kind of annoyed me about this film, I will say some of the things that I actually really did enjoy. And the first and foremost thing is the direction. Michael Dougherty does a fantastic job with this film, and honestly, I'm actually really happy that he was allowed to make a blockbuster of this caliber, especially because we're so used to seeing him make those niche horror films, and this is something that you wouldn't necessarily expect from him, but I'm really glad that we did get this from him. You know, for coming from somebody who admires the work done behind the camera tremendously, I would say that what he does here makes him just as much of a star as Godzilla. Once again, in my opinion, of course. Another thing that I really liked about this film was the special effects. Now, I had the honor of seeing this film in IMAX, and I can't imagine not seeing this film in IMAX. It is just breathtaking. The entire third act, as I mentioned before, that's when the monsters pop off. It is just glorious. Like, it's such an important component to the film, and honestly, I can't imagine this film being seen in anything else but IMAX, but alas, it was. But I feel bad for all of you guys who didn't get a chance to witness it in IMAX, because watching it in that format honestly makes up for a lot of the film's shortcomings. This is the best MonsterVerse movie to date. Seriously. It's got a much better payoff than the previous films, and I think that's honestly because it doesn't really have to establish anything. It kind of just takes the lore and runs with it and has a lot of fun with it. Although it does take a while for them to kind of do that. It does happen, I promise you. Overall, I thought this film was a mindlessly entertaining spectacle. It's not the Godzilla film that I expected, and it's not necessarily the one that I think the fans deserve, but still, it's a really good blockbuster. And for that, I'm gonna give this film 3 stars.
It's good. It's good. It's good.
Guys, thanks so much for watching. As always, if you like this video, hit that like button, and if you're not subscribed, I would ask that you please subscribe. I post new videos weekly, and I know this is usually the part of the video where I say I've got tons of stuff planned over the next couple weeks, but with my current predicament, I'm not so sure what's gonna happen. Please let me know in the comment section below what you thought of this whole experiment, I guess. I know I've done one other movie review on my iPhone before, the Green Book movie review from, you know, when it won the Oscar, but I wasn't really too keen of the way it came out. I guess I'll just have to see how this one comes out, but let me know what you think. I don't mind having to do this until I get a new camera, especially if you guys don't mind, but just, once again, let me know in the comments section below. Yeah. Let me know what you think about the movie, too, if you've seen it, if you haven't seen it. I kind of think I know what's going to happen, or I believe I know what's going to happen, but, you know, because of that weird post-credit scene, there is a post-credit scene for those of you guys who didn't know. I'm not so sure anymore. I'm kind of a little confused. We'll just all have to see. But yeah, guys, thanks so much for watching. It really does mean the world to me that you take the time out of your day to view these videos, and the fact that you guys are still so supportive. I love it. I've made a lot of new friends on YouTube over the past couple weeks, and I'm so excited to keep on going. I'm really excited. But yeah, thank you guys once again. I cannot say thank you enough, and I should probably get back to work. And I should definitely try to figure out what the hell I'm going to do and how to get a new camera. So until next time, I'm Dempsey Pulot. Take care.